People have turned to technology as never before during the pandemic. Work, school, visiting the doctor, staying close to friends and family. For better or worse, it's been a year for technology to showcase how it can play an even bigger part in people's lives.
There's no question that for millions of people, tech was a lifesaver.
Eric Reese is a serial entrepreneur who speaks about innovation. At the beginning of the pandemic, he was thrilled to see tech companies, entrepreneurs, and technologists jump into action, trying to help. In the spring, Google and Apple created a historic partnership to use smartphones to notify people if they had been exposed to the virus. But then projects stalled. A smartphone app from the Google-Apple partnership was released in California in December.
We have to judge that whole effort a failure because it took such a long time to get any of these apps deployed. Can you have imagined at the beginning of the crisis, someone had said we would have a vaccine successfully deployed before contact tracing apps? Or, they would go live at the same time. I mean, one of them is a Herculean effort of science and the other is relatively easy.
Such efforts were stymied by a lack of central coordination among governments, a lack of understanding in tech circles of who makes decisions at the local level and how best to reach them, Reese said.
There was nobody to interface with. And as that horror dawned on people, this is not something that Silicon Valley is especially good at. We're so used to the model of kind of the lone wolf, new innovator, and we didn't do a very good job at that.
Kamika Dempsey is a member of the COVID-19 Technology Task Force, created to do just that, connect technologists and governments. Technology's inequity, she said, has been a sore spot of the pandemic.
You have people who are in rural communities in the country that don't actually have access to broadband. You see things like people not having access to laptops, cell phones, tablets, etc., in order to be able to connect, to learn, to work, to do the things that they need to do.
The pandemic, she says, has recalibrated what's important in technology.
Technology today, in light of this pandemic, is really going back to the heart of the best innovations that have ever come about. They are born out of necessity and solving a true problem for someone in need.
Silicon Valley has learned a lot in its pandemic response. How it will take those lessons forward into 2021 remains to be seen. Michelle Quinn, VOA News, Oakland, California.